Hello, I'm Habitual. Are you new to Rust like me and struggling with hotbar switching? I have a solution for you. Most noobs like me are using the scroll wheel to switch through items in the hotbar. Now, your professional Rust players, most of them are using their number keys. But the problem with using the number keys, for me anyway, is I have micro hands. And so if I get off of the WSD key and go up to the 1 or 2 or whatever, especially the 5 or the 6s, I'm going to get thrown off completely. And in a PvP battle, every second counts. And if I'm sitting there fumbling with the numbers, I'm going to lose that gunfight. And I need to be able to switch to my walls, go back to the gun, switch to the meds, whatever I need to switch to, I need to be able to do it quickly and precisely and get back into the battle. So my solution for this problem was to get a new mouse. My current mouse is a Lamzu Maya X. This is a very good mouse, very accurate, lightweight, nice feel. I love this mouse. Kind of bad battery life, but besides that, it's a very good mouse. I've also used the Razer Death Adder V3, also very good FPS shooter mouse. The problem is there's not enough buttons on them, and I need something with the same accuracy and polling as an FPS mouse, but with the functionality of an MMO mouse. So the solution I need is an FPS MMO mouse. The problem is nobody really makes it. The closest thing you can get to is the Nada V2 or V2 Pro. They can switch between FPS buttons or MMO buttons on the side. The problem is it's still very low polling. It's only 1K polling. And the 4K dongle doesn't work for it. Everybody that has any MMO mouse, it's 1K polling because I guess it's not really necessary to have low latency in an MMO. But that's what I need. And so I was looking forever, and finally I came across this. This is the EVGA X15. It was released, I think, in 2021. They don't really make them anymore, but they're still for sale. So the reason I purchased this mouse is because it is an MMO mouse with 8K polling. It also has optical switches. However, it is about double the weight of a regular FPS mouse. There are also some bad reviews regarding the scroll wheel. I do not really care about the scroll wheel as I'm trying to get away from the scroll wheel. So I'm going to go ahead and unbox this, and then we're going to test it and see how it goes. 8K high-speed USB, LK optical switch, multi-purpose MMO panel, 16,000 MPI Pixart 3389 optical sensor, 10 mechanical buttons on the side panel, 20 programmable buttons in total, 3 RGB lighting zones, low friction PTFE, 5 profiles, 125 grams. So we're going to go ahead and open this. I only have this kitchen knife, so bear with me. I don't like this box. Not much in here. I have a quick start guide. Oh, here you go. Tells you where all the buttons are, how to install the software, yada yada yada. Here's the real McCoy right here. Ooh, that actually looks really nice. It is a little big. And it is heavy. It is definitely heavier than my other mouse. It feels nice. I don't know what this enable disable is. But as you can see, there are 10 buttons on the side. They feel really nice. We got 2 right here as well. And let's remove that. The scroll wheel doesn't feel bad. I don't mind that. I don't know what these do, but these are more buttons. I think one of these is profile, and this is the DPI. Try not to hit that, but and then it even has this third clicking option for your ring finger. which I like. I'm probably going to put crouch there, but we'll see how that goes. I don't know if I'll be able to do that I usually have crouch on the side. It looks like I'm going to have struggle hitting 9 and 10, but I really only need about 6 buttons here for the hotbar. The side click for the scroll wheel feels good. However, it feels like I might accidentally fire on accident, but it's easy to click side to side, downward. But yeah, everything feels really nice. It's not too bad. It's not the best mouse I've ever felt, but we'll see. Here's a side-by-side profile. It's a bit taller, about the same length, I would say. Definitely a more ergonomic style mouse, but definitely a lot heavier. This is very heavy mouse, very big mouse, very tall mouse. Is I would say about a ½ inch taller in the middle here than my Lamzu. I would say it's almost comparable to a Razer Death Adder with the size. It's pretty similar. A bit bulky up top though. It's very high setting. I can really feel this lifted up sensation. Buttons feel nice though. Definitely not as light of a click as this, but I have a lot of times where I do misclicks with this mouse.
Come back.
I just blew myself up.
So maybe that'll help me not accidentally fire in certain situations. So the USB cord is actually quite long. I would say it's probably about 6 feet, I would say. It's not too heavy. It's a lot lighter than some cables, but we're going to give it a shot and see how it actually games. Well, that's strange. Because I disabled the E shift, this one doesn't even click anymore. So if you don't enable this switch, you will not be able to click this button. So you can totally disable that by turning it off, and now it's unclickable. So if you don't like this third click right here, you can disable it. That's what the disable is for. It makes it to where this is unclickable. Okay, so these are actually, they are numbered on the side here, and they actually correspond with numbers on the keypad. So that's interesting. So at first I noticed struggling between switching between all these hotbar items, but easily I'm getting the muscle memory down. I love having this click right here on the right for crouching. It's really nice. You just kind of grip it, like use bop bop, and you can be easily into an aim. And you see how I switched to the AK instantly. Like I can just switch to that AK. I'm not even trying to aim it. And you can really dial in these DPI settings. The DPI settings are super nice. You can easily switch between them by clicking this button. I like where it's at right now. I don't want to touch it, but in the EVGA app, even though I don't know if they're in business anymore, this app is working like precision. Very nice. I love this app as long as you use it correctly. I've seen some reviews saying, oh, it doesn't save your settings. It's saving my settings. You just have to make sure that when you're changing these settings in here, that you change it and then you click apply, and then you go to the next setting, change it, click apply. You can't go through and change all these and then click apply. It's only going to apply on the one that you're selected on. And then this, I was struggling with stage 5. I would change it to like 600, and then it wouldn't save it. It would save it where this bar is the max. So whatever this is, that's what the max is going to be. You have to move this bar for the last one. Otherwise, it's not going to save that last setting to what you want it. So I'm going to put 300. I'm liking 1100 DPI. I know that's really high for most first-person shooters, but it's really nice to have a higher DPI in this game, I've found, because of how much recoil the gun has. So you can compensate with that without dragging your mouse all the way across your mouse pad. So I really like that. So always click apply, and lighting effects, you can turn them off. There's so many different like customize, like you can change all these buttons. Now all these I can also change in game, so it's not really necessary. But you could have these macroed or whatever, you know. You can do a macro editor in here. The mouse is very customizable. I really love this app that they have for this, so big thumbs up. I don't know how this would all work, but if you know macros, that would be nice. And yeah, just like everything, the side clicks, everything is customizable here. Close it out, and you can change it in game. And it doesn't seem to be too heavy. I have it completely closed. Opening it up is really quick, simple. Change some settings, close it. It doesn't have to run in the background. It's not like super heavy like a Razer mouse. Like, it feels nice. Like, they really thought about gamers when they made that software. Yeah, so you see it's super tunable, super accurate mouse. It feels nice. It is a little heavy. That's one thing you gotta get used to. If you come from most FPS mouse or mice, they're fairly lightweight. This is 125 grams, so almost double the weight that you're probably used to. But it's really, once you get used to that extra weight, it's not bad at all. Like, I don't feel like it's hindering me. I've already done better in these gun battles. And then just being able to switch, like, you know what you're switching to, is very nice. Here we go. So I have the gun out. I can be running out. Boom. Back to gun. Look, see how quick that was? And now I'm bandaged up. See how quick that I went right back to that wall? That was amazing. Now, it took me a few practice times to, you know, you're gonna have to train. You still have to do some training for this, but it is nice. Now, some people use macros and they'll have it on a key. So I had it out. You see how quick I got it out? I had that out so quick. Oh, it's OT clan. Fuck me. He got me. He's definitely at that rock. I'm almost positive. Let's see, flanked. Oh, yeah. Why is he hanging out back here? 2 in a row, baby. Now that I've had a chance to use this mouse, I gotta say this is probably the best mouse I've ever used. And hands down, I believe this is the best mouse you can have for Rust. Especially a noob, if you're not already accustomed to using your number keys to switch between weapons, this is freaking nice. And even if you're not a noob, the ability just to hit those buttons and switch between things, and then having crouch here, and just so many options. Once you get past the weight and you dial it in, it is a very nice mouse. My ring finger is a little bit sore, but it's only because I've never used it. But now that I have 3 clickers here, I'm going to be using it. That's something that no other mouse that I've ever seen has that ability to have a 3rd click. So it's really nice to have that. I have no complaints other than the weight and then it not being wireless. I like a wireless mouse, but this has really nice polling. Once you get used to that cable there, it's not going to be an issue. Just having the ability to have everything on your thumb is so nice. You know what you're switching to, and being able to crouch and everything like that. It just, once you dial it in, it is really nice. I really like this mouse. And if you're looking for a new mouse, give it a shot. It's super cheap. So right now, this is going for $50. It can go up to at least $60. But even then, you can get almost 3 of these for the price of a Logitech or a Razer mouse. And this has so much more to it than any of those could ever have. It just, they don't make a mouse like this. This is such a nice mouse. I don't care what the ratings say. Everybody that's rated this is an idiot, other than maybe the scroll wheel. But the people saying that it's not saving your profiles, they just didn't know how to save it properly. So I have to highly recommend this mouse for any Rust players, new or old. I think this is a great mouse. And even if you're not playing Rust, if you're playing games similar to Rust, like DayZ, or I don't know, there's other games like that. Even Fortnite players, you're going to benefit from something like this, where you're juggling between all these different items, walls, guns, and stuff, and having these extra buttons on the side is going to really up your game, I think, and you're going to be very precise with your weapon switching and everything. So highly recommend. Hope you like it. Hope you like it. Subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm Habitual. You'll have a great day.